What's up, everybody? It is Jamie Radiance Moorhead, your favorite Christian life coach, and I'm actually here because right now I'm in the process of really getting rid of stuff. Okay, and so as I was getting rid of stuff, I'm a writer. Did you know I'm a writer? So I write, and what had happened is I saved a lot of papers that I had kind of wrote something on and then didn't want to get rid of it, but I never compiled it into a notebook. So my mom had bought this thing and she put all these papers in there, and I still have yet to get to it to write in them. But I was going through them and I threw a lot of stuff away because, to be honest, I have wrote since, and luckily, even though I haven't looked at those papers, I wrote kind of the same thing. May have worded it different now with more experience than me just writing something, but I wanted to read a letter that I wrote to God. And the reason why I'm going to read this is because it was written on April 14th, 2015. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. And so I was just reading it and thinking how long it took me to get to where I was at, how many times I ran back to the world, in a sense, right? Or just ran from my calling. So it says, Dear Heavenly Father, I want what you want for me. You always come through better than I could ever imagine or dream. I know that I have strayed far from you by sinning, so coincidentally, so consciously doing what I want. I'm tired of my flesh and have realized that I am weak and can only be strong by staying in you and seeking your face, Lord. Your love is unwavering, pure, and true. Forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned and I just don't know what to do. Does your faith depend on circumstances and blessings or your soul's salvation? If you praise only for these things and people based on the actions, is that really praise? These are questions I was asking to myself. What about when they let you down? Will that change your praise? Is your praise conditional? Listen to the questions I asked myself because I didn't even know. These are things that I asked myself while I was praying to God. That should be the question that sticks with you. Is your praise conditional? The miracle in my mess. And so I kept on going, but then I wrote down Galatians 5:16 through 17, and it says, so I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. Oh my gosh, it's so funny when I find papers sometimes because I don't remember sometimes what I wrote or the state that I was in that moment, but I just want to look at the questions again that I asked myself. Does your faith depend on circumstances and blessings or your soul's salvation? If you praise only for things and people based on their actions, is that really praise? What about when they let you down? Will that change your praise? Is your praise conditional? That should be the question that sticks with you. Is your praise conditional? And then life has happened, and what I realized, this is so crazy, is that my praise isn't conditional. I don't even remember writing that down. Is your praise conditional? Is your praise conditional? Are your prayers for somebody conditional? Is your praise conditional? Or are you going to do what God says? And I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I'm probably going to get ready to throw it away. Or I might say that. But because there's holes in there, so I could put it in like a notebook or something. But I just wanted to share that with you. I wrote that in 2015, April 14, 2015. And I asked myself that question, and we are now in 2024. How many years is that, you guys? However many years later. And I can truly say that my praise is not conditional. Now, I will say it probably took me a lot to get there, right? But it's been a journey. My wilderness has been long. My wilderness has been longer than what it should have been because of my stubbornness. And I want to make sure that you guys understand that sometimes it's best just to do what God says, because you delay your own relationship with God. You know, like I went back, sinned, repented, and then I went celibate up until 2021. And then I got wary in well doing, because I was still semi not doing exactly what God told me to do as far as like personal growth. But I wasn't having sex, right? So I figured that was enough. But then I replaced my addiction, or what I was doing, my idol, for another idol, which was food, right? And then like the only way that I was like okay with, like, I mean, what I did was I gained weight, so I wasn't like so comfortable getting naked. Like these are the things that we'll do. And so I wasn't delivered from the spirit of addiction. I wasn't. Okay. And I allowed that spirit in because of my own disobedience and sins, and just not knowing that now I had signed a contract to the familiar spirit and the covenant that was already on my line, right? And so the unnecessariness of the length of time to me. Now, God knows me. God knows probably like I needed to go through that process, because now I can teach it to other people. And my hopes is that you don't do this to yourself, that you don't delay the promises that God has for you because you want to be stubborn and do what you want to do. You get what I'm saying? I pray that for you. And so that was beautiful. I got so much more papers to go through. I'll probably do a lot of videos today, if anything, because I'm gonna be just finding things that I've written. And those are gems for y'all, because you could, like, you hear the sincerity in my prayer. I was really just tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of doing it the world's way. I was sick and tired of backsliding. I was sick and tired of falling into that sin. I was sick and tired of like the fact that thought that I could control it, and I couldn't. And I really needed to submit my life a living sacrifice to God. But I had questions about myself. Is my praise conditional? Is my prayer conditional? Am I only doing this because, you can give me things? And like that, I know different now. I know why, God picked me, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't know this about me. And so, thank you for your time, you guys. I hope that kind of like inspires you a little bit. If you have any questions, remember I am a Christian life coach. And if anything, take the 5-week reset with Jesus. It will change your life, because that book, I was supposed to write that, back then. All right, y'all. Peace out.